Hi, this is Toffees coming to you live from TI5, bringing an interview with one of my favorites, a guy that I've known for a long time since I started in this business, and that is Dakota. You might know him as Coddle Guy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Toffees. I'm doing great.
Awesome. It's been a long evening. It's like 9 o'clock. We're still watching games going on. What's been your favorite part of the games today so far?
Just the hype that's built around all the games. You're seeing, by far actually, now that I think about it, the eHome Secret matchup.
Yeah.
Now it ended up being, spoiler alert, eHome pretty much stomping Secret 2-0.
Yeah.
But to hear the audience get behind eHome, whole audience get behind eHome, and this is an audience which typically would be probably more Secret fan base.
Absolutely.
It's neat to hear them just kind of enjoy Dota as a game and give respect to the teams and players that really give it their all out there.
And we saw a little bit yesterday with the C9 CDEC sort of transition for fans supporting CDEC, which was crazy because C9 is always a crowd favorite. But it's been very interesting here. But I did want to talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff leading up to TI. A lot of folks knew when the TI invites came out that you were not on the initial list. I know you were here last year, and as a friend, I know that you were kind of gutted over that. Tell us a little bit, just so the fans know, what was that sort of like, thinking that you weren't going to be able to come?
I mean, not gonna lie, it was pretty crazy. At the time, I was actually casting. I want to say it was BTS Americas, so I was doing my own thing, casting. I think I was even solo casting that day. And slowly you're seeing on Twitter, people are kind of putting out the news. It was very reminiscent from the year before. Everyone's getting their invites. They're coming out slowly but surely. Then I'm getting hit up, and people are like, "Hey, where's your invite? Hey, you get invited? Hey, sorry you didn't get invited." And I don't even know what's going on. I'm still just casting my games, so I continue with that. I finish up, kind of wait out, more trickle in. Eventually it's just kind of like, okay, well, this seems to be how it is. And with everyone kind of asking you, I'm so sorry, you kind of feel down already as it is. So I figured for the better I would call it an early night, headed to bed. I guess I left kind of everything up at my workstation because I slept for a couple hours, and my wife comes running in. It's like, hey, I didn't mean to like intrude or peep on anything, but apparently an Ice Frog had messaged you on Skype, and so I got out of bed so freaking fast. I hustled over to the computer, saw the message from Ice Frog, saw the whole Reddit thing at the same time, so I was really overwhelmed. Like, I broke down. I was obviously very taken back because it was crazy, man. That day, probably one of the biggest lows and then highs all at once.
That's gotta be crazy. Going from, and I watched your stream a little before you logged off, and it looked like it was tough, to this really amazing moment when you found out. Do you think that the Reddit threads and the fan outcry, because it was crazy, within I think 20 or 30 minutes, it was one of the top posts on Reddit, everyone was saying, why isn't Coddle Guy going? Do you think that had any impact on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say that it would not have had an impact. I certainly think it did. I mean, it was just such a crazy mix of feelings because you're seeing the outpour of love coming out from the community, and I was really taken back by that. And then you kind of wonder, like, are they the reason I'm actually able to come? And then you're kind of like, I feel like I almost deserve it. Like, I feel like I certainly worked way more between TI4 to TI5 than I did before that and got the invite for TI. At the time for TI4, I did not know how I got an invite. I was totally taken back by that. And then this year, I felt I really did bust my ass off with Red Bull, the multiple summits, the DAC group stages. I felt like I deserved it. So I was obviously a bit let down. It was really nice to see the community really back me up. Not gonna lie, it felt a bit weird. You're kind of like I just like to look at it like I'm the C9 of some. I was like voted in from the community,
I like it.
and I'll take it. So I had a great time. A good couple of games to cast. I busted my ass off, and it was a pleasure.
Awesome. So let's say that the community did get you the invite, which would be amazing to think about. That Valve cares that much. What would you say to the community, the folks who got on immediately and started typing those messages to let them know, how you feel about what they did for you?
At the time, I didn't even know what to say. I mean, it took me a long time just to formulate some sort of ridiculous thank you. It was interesting to see some of the people who were just like, listen, I don't even like you, but I know you put in the work and you deserve the invite. And I'm like, holy crap, thank you so much, I guess. But it was just like, it was crazy. I mean, thank you. I mean, I'm happy to do it. I love Dota. I love casting it. If they give me the positive feedback, I'm going to continue to go hard.
Awesome. So I was glad to see you here. I think that we all are ultimately glad to see that you made it to the event. Again, Again, this is Toffees coming to you for 2P with Coddle Guy, one of the hardest working men in Dota, and we'll be coming back with more interviews throughout the week. I appreciate the time. Do you have any last shout-outs or anything you want to say before we log out?
Yeah, shout out to Jeremy Lin for loving Coddle.
I respect that, and I guess shout out to Jeremy Lin for getting us all over ESPN, because that was pretty cool. Guys, my name's Toffees. You can find me at Toffees_Dota2, and as always, Toffees out.